went to Nora Dunn's presentation on Monday, I think. Well, Nora is here. Wow, you guys must be really burned out because the topic I will cover today is similar to what Nora shared the other day, but we'll go in from different point of view. So, as mentioned, I'm currently based in Canada, and I actually have a bit of a different journey than most nomads. My journey started a bit more than 5 years ago, and for the first 2 years, I've exclusively traveled in one country, which is Canada. Any of you have been to Canada or are Canadian? Any Canadians out there first? Woo! She's even Quebecer. All right. So for the others who didn't go to Canada, just to put things in perspective a little bit, going from there, Vancouver, to this point, the East Coast, is as big as going all the way through Europe. So this is a very big country. So yes, it's one, but one giant country. So we decided with Ellie, my girlfriend, you can also call her Chipmunk, to one day just take a one-way flight to Vancouver, buy a car from there, and drive all the way back to the East Coast, stopping for a few weeks at a time or a few months at different places. The first destination we decided to pick to start with was Squamish in British Columbia. Squamish is really like a perfect place for the outdoor lovers and enthusiasts because in a single day, if you wake up early enough, you can go hiking, snowboarding, mountain biking, and even rock climbing. For those who like water sports, you could go surfing as well, but if the conditions allows it. The thing with Squamish is that it rains a lot during winter time. And by a lot, I mean that we could not even dry hang our clothes in our studio because it was way too humid. So yes, beautiful Squamish, perfect place. But for us, it grew on us a little bit. So the magic disappeared with time. But still, we really love that place, and if we had to pick a place to live, that would be probably there. So after weeks of research, we finally found a cute chalet in Fairmont Hot Spring, which is in the middle of the Rockies, where we could actually relax and enjoy before moving to our third place. That place felt like a dream on paper because it was like a big house, big garden, beautiful spa, in the middle of the mountains, just right next to a ski resort. But there was one trap. Right next to the house, there was train tracks. And let me tell you, European trains are completely silent next to the big fuel-powered machines that we have in Canada. So we could say goodbye to quality sleep, even with earplugs in. So yeah. Fast forward a little bit, after a lot of research for decent accommodation, a lot of hacking for a comfortable workspace, a lot of cooking with dull knife and wobbly pen. We were really, really hoping that our next stop, the last stop of our Canada trip, would be a place we could feel at home. We were so wrong. We were completely unable to create our safe space where we could recharge our batteries, feel really where we belong. To the point we got so tired that we were just like, screw this lifestyle, screw nomading everywhere. Why are we even doing this? Like, is it really worth this? We're just exhausted. We just want to go home now. But we were really smart. When we decided to go to Vancouver, we sold everything. We had no apartment, nothing to go back. We didn't have a home anymore. And I'm a bit stubborn. I wanted to keep going. continue exploring. So we figured that if we wanted to continue this lifestyle, we had to find a way to stop compromising our quality of life. And this is what I want to share with you today based on my experience, a little bit of science, really not too much. I don't want to bother you with data and stuff like that. And also experience from you, other nomads that I've learned along the way. So that you can create a balanced, long-lasting lifestyle that works for you. Now, I will not share exactly what you need to do, but more like presenting different ways that you can enjoy this lifestyle, what you can do to discover what things work for you and what doesn't. So you will have to do the homework. I will not decide for you. So let's start with the basics. Who are you? Why do you travel? I'm serious. At the beginning, I didn't know why I was actually doing this. But with time, with a lot of bad experiences along the way, I realized that I love to travel for food. That's the main way I pick my destination, where I will go eat delicious food. And the first thing that I do when I go somewhere is taking a cooking classes. So that way I can bring back a little bit of that country with me when I go somewhere else. And the other thing, like you have probably guessed, is sports. Going to the Rockies for mountain biking, Swiss Alps or Austrian Alps for snowboarding, or pretty much all the activities you can do all around the globe. So think about it. Think about who you are. Why do you travel? Because this will define your North Star that will guide you when shit hits the fan. Another thing that you can ask yourself about is, what do you need? What do you need to feel at home somewhere? What do you need to create your home away from home? And do this exercise seriously, because it's really not as obvious as it seems. And it takes a long time to figure it out. And spoiler alert, it will change over time. So go out there, experiment with one thing at a time, baby steps. When we were in Squamish, like I quickly mentioned, we had this studio, very humid, yes, but also very small. At the beginning, it was okay, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, we felt well, but more than that, was a little bit too much. So we started trying different kind of housing, chalet, cabin in the woods, apartments, co-livings, whatever. And at some point, we also realized that the environment we were in played a very big role. Do you like to stay in the mountains? In vibrant cities with all the amenities and services that there is? At the beach to do the bacon? Or in the woods? Doesn't really matter. With time, I also started questioning something, because like Tanya mentioned, I was born in Switzerland. My father was Canadian. I moved to Canada. And somehow I felt more at home in Canada than in Switzerland, and especially Canadian Rockies versus Swiss Alps. But the weird thing is that on paper, these two places are very, very similar. Big mountains, nature everywhere, wild animals, everything. But there is one thing that is different between these two places. Do you have an idea of culture? The culture, the people, the way things work, the community over there. But this is very, very personal. I prefer staying in the Rockies, but it doesn't mean that you would prefer staying in Austria or Switzerland or France or Asia. Maybe you prefer the vibrant Latinos, or you connect better with the cold but very generous Balkan peoples. So, different. Now, something that that I thought I could beat, and that many other nomads I've met thought, yeah, that's just a thing we don't have to think about. Time zone. We were like, yeah, we can explore daytime, work nighttime, no problem. We can work 5 hours a day every single day, including the weekends. Turns out you do have to take a few days off sometimes to recover. No laptops, anything. And the last thing you can experiment with is the duration of your stay. And this one is a little bit tricky because it goes with every single one of the others. Maybe you're fine staying 1 month in a shared house, but more than that, you need your private space. Maybe you enjoy doing the bacon at the beach for 1 month again, but you need to move on to something else after that. So explore to find what is comfortable to you, but most importantly, explore to find your limits. Because it's fine to know, hey, yeah, I enjoy this, but knowing that this kind of thing will cause trouble ahead of time really helps not jumping into that bad direction. Talking about exploring, there's many different ways to explore. Probably as many as the people we have here. But there is a few kind of style that group people in different kind of categories. Anybody who's just starting out, being a nomad, this is like the first experience. No, oh, one, two. Oh, slowly. Oh yeah, sorry. Raise your hand. Okay, anybody 1 year, 2 years, something like that? 3 years, 4 years? More, 5 years or more? Good. So 5 years or more, 3 years, you probably experienced many of what I will share. For the newbies out there, don't do like the other newbies, or do. It's up to you. Most people will start with binge traveling, which is like hopping from place to place for a few weeks at a time. It's really awesome because you get to visit many countries, meet many people, learn about different cultures and things like that. But it's the most exhausting way to travel because you're always planning, always moving, always trying to find your place everywhere. People do enjoy this. There are some people who only do that, so if it works for them, fine. Now, if you slow down a little bit, you will end up as a slow nomad, staying for a few months to several months at the same place before moving on. So it's perfect to meet great new friends, but also to master the art of saying goodbye. Now, if you slow down even more, what do we have? Expat? But we're not expat. We don't have to go somewhere for work. So we're wannabe expat, maybe. In between. So yeah, you stay 1 year, 2 years, more than 2 years somewhere. It's perfect to truly connect with the destination. Now, if you are just like me, that even 1 year is too big of a commitment, well, you might want to be inspired by migratory birds, or snowbirds, as we call them in Canada. But not like the Canadian snowbirds who just go to Florida in winter time. Instead, you will have a set of different places that you know that you feel well in, and you just cycle through them when you feel like going somewhere. Now, no matter which style you tend to prefer, I would definitely recommend everyone to become a vacationer by just taking a few days off or a few weeks off when you move somewhere new. So that way you can recover from all the traveling, the jet lag. You can start exploring and just enjoy the place you are in. You can meet new people, you can find your marks before having to go back to full productivity. The thing is, as the years pass, you will face different challenges. So there's not one single way of traveling that will work. At the beginning, maybe you're focused more on work, so being a slow nomad works well. But then suddenly you learn that a family member is sick, so you have to go stick like an expat to take care of them for a few moments, few years maybe. Or you want to grow a family. I was at the presentation earlier. I don't want children, but it was very interesting to see how it works to be a family on the move. Well, being a snowbird can be interesting because you will have many different bases or temporary bases in different places that you can just circle. Personally, I really enjoy more the migratory bird version, but I'm curious about you. Any exclusively binge traveler? Oh, one, two, three. How are you guys going? Is it okay? You feel good? Not too tired? Any slow mad? Well, almost. Yeah, good. Expat? Wanna be expat? Okay. And snowbirds like me? Oh, good. I don't feel too lonely. Perfect. The other thing about the different styles, and especially if you start being the vacationer by taking a few days off, is that you will be able to do the second most important thing to enjoy a lasting nomadic life, which is adapting your routine to your new environment. It goes really well with your beautiful, shining North Star, because if you know yourself, if you know why you travel, if you know what is important to you, it will be very easy to define a set of habits, a very strong set of habits that you can rely on when things go not too well. When I practiced this presentation with one of my Nomad friends, he mentioned to me at this point, hey, Ian, do you know what is my routine, how I recover when something goes wrong? And he told me, drinking miso soup. Simple, right? It doesn't have to be a fancy thing like going on a run for 3 hours or whatever. It can be a miso soup or listening to music. But it must be something that you as that works for you, not for the others. This is your thing, personal thing, that will allow you to recharge. But the important thing with this is that you create a routine that you can bring with you no matter where you go. So that's why the simpler it is, the better it is, because you can just take it with you somewhere and adapt to your new environment. After my exploration in Canada, then a little bit in Europe, Southeast Asia, I went to South Korea. South Korea. This country battle tested my routines and how well I knew myself. For me, it's really, really important to start the day with a full belly. I like food. I need to eat. To have a comfortable workspace where I can focus on, dedicated workspace, to be able to do my sport, go out there, enjoy the nature, and to create that safe space I mentioned about, to me recharge my batteries. I'm a very strong introvert, so I enjoy talking with people, but I do need to go in my cave from time to time and disappear from the world. And let me tell you, finding a place like that in Seoul, when you don't speak the language and you don't have thousands of money to spend on rent, this is really an epic adventure. And if it's just a few times, from time to time, that you have to make this kind of sacrifice, no big deal. But if it's all the time, always you have to sacrifice a bit of comfort, work from odd places, be in culture that you don't belong, you cannot connect with, well, this is the recipe for burning out, to exhaust yourself. You can see this a little bit like a credit card debt. Every time you sacrifice something and you don't take time to recover from it and recharge, it will just accumulate to the point that you will be exhausted as well. So that's when you can rely on the routine and follow your North Star to make sure that when things go wrong, you can simply go back to your place and feel good. Now, the other thing that is interesting with knowing yourself and the routines that you build along the way is that it, it will make your boss or client very happy as well. At some point, I helped someone move to Canada for 6 months. And a few weeks after she arrived, she comes to see me and tell me, Ian, how do I convince my boss I can work from abroad? And I'm like, you're already abroad. So turns out no one in her team knew that she was minus 10 hours away from them. So I took some time with her to make sure that she knows what works for her, what is important for her, what she wants in life, what kind of lifestyle she wants. And then we went to the boring part, making sure that she was actually allowed to do what she was doing, both from the company point of view, but also her country. Because most company, they have a policy to define where you can work from, what you need to install on your laptop, VPN, auto-lock after a few minutes, and things like that. And for the countries, most country, well, it's easy if you're just moving away for 3 months, but more than 3 months, it could be trickier. Insurance, taxes, things like that. So you do have to figure these things out as well. So once she was ready, she was able to just talk transparently about it with her boss. Do you know what happened when she did? She got fired. No, that's not true. Not at all. Actually, her team were really happy that she finally was transparent about it. They didn't have any doubt about it, by the way. So she was very productive and it worked well. But yeah, they were just happy. So they were like, well, it works well, so let's just move the meetings to accommodate everyone. So now I'm not saying that it will work for every situation, but usually if you prepare well, if you take the time to be serious about what you do, plan ahead, it will really help you work with your boss and your client instead of against them. Oh, I do have more time, so I will talk about one thing I was not planning to talk. There is one secret behind all of this presentation that allowed me to build it, that it will make things way easier, and this is the science part. A few years ago, researchers found out what are the key components of stress. If you control your stress properly, this is how you will enjoy a longer lifestyle. Doesn't matter if it's nomadic or not. But quickly, the four components of stress are, there's a French acronym for this, I don't know about this in English, but it's like cinema. The one is control, lack of control, especially, unpredictability, newness, and ego. Everything I've shared with you today is based on these four things. If you know what's important for you, if you know where you want to go, what kind of lifestyle works for you, you will feel in control. Nothing will be new or less new. Things will be less unpredictable, and you will not hurt yourself in the end because you know what you are going to face, so your ego will not be touched by that. And this is the same thing with your employer. If you're able to plan a little bit ahead of time that they know what to expect, they will feel in control. They will feel not threatened, like comforted. It will not be new, and it will not be unpredictable. So it will be easier for you to convince them to have this lifestyle. But in the end, it doesn't really matter how you decide to travel, because this is you. This is your own journey. You're doing this for you, not for anybody else. It's okay if you don't travel like the others. It's okay if you don't like what the others do. It's okay if you have a different why you travel. But so just go and experiment with different lifestyles to find really what works for you and what doesn't work for you, so that you can refine this beautiful star that will guide you when things will go wrong. And be humble, because you will face challenges. So how well you know yourself, how well you can rely on your routines is what will allow you to create this balanced lifestyle for as long as you want. That's pretty much it. If you want to have a chat with me, contact me, or discuss, I will be very happy to do it during the festival. But if you cannot, you can scan that big QR code to get my contact info, or simply contact me on LinkedIn, by email, or my personal Instagram. Thank you so much.